that is the final parable of the winner of the upcoming elections. If it doesn't go in your favor, please bear with us. Hopefully next time, if the Lord speaks in your favor, I'll come and say it. Maybe this one might go for party A, B, or C. And if God brings me another word in the coming election for party D, E, or F, I will come and say it as I heard it, to also go in your favor. So I want you to know that I am in between. Hallelujah. I am standing in between, and I'm declaring the mind of God as I say it. Now, with that being said, last year around March ending, I had a vision of the winner of the elections. God showed me what the person is going to do for the nation, and I came to describe that the person was having a makeup on his face, and the person is going to make up Ghana and transform the nation and then make it very beautiful. If the person even doesn't complete, he would start it, and then the people who are coming are going to complete it. God showed me very clear, and I saw the president now handing over to that one, and I gave the video. It's on our page now, you can watch it. But this time I just want to go straight and then tell the winner of the upcoming election as I was shown in the vision. In this coming election, early this year, I was hearing the same name, but a few weeks ago I was speaking that the election race is not yet over. I was speaking that it's not yet over, that anybody who is standing has a chance of becoming the president some few weeks ago. But right now I'm seeing the atmosphere also begin to, the realms change to favor this particular person. And in a vision, the parable came to me that I want to share the parable with you. And in the parable, I saw some element or some tokens, and I would see something like, number one, an elephant, and I would see an umbrella, and I would see a cock, and I would see something like another image that was part of this race, but it wasn't really a clear thing. And I would see like a butterfly that was also in a race, and then a wind began to blow. And when the wind began to blow, all of the tokens I saw were actually in the line. When the wind blew, it began to carry them, and the wind that I saw was blowing carried these entities. And you know, this cock also has a wing, so as the wind blew, the cock tried to fly, and as the wind also blew, the butterfly also began to fly, begins to move with the wind, I know, begins to show his skills and all that. And then you'd also see that as the wind blew, it began to also carry the umbrella. All right, but the umbrella was not really going as the butterflies and the cock was trying to go. And then the elephant, you know, couldn't have the wind blowing him because he was very strong. Are you with me? So what happened was that I saw suddenly something like exploded like a rocket, and it sparked and wanted to lift the elephant up like a dynamite, like an energy exploded and wanted to lift the elephant up, and the elephant also was lifted up. All right, and he went higher, but because the energy couldn't have enough sustenance, when the elephant went higher, it more like began to also come down. It had a lot of power, and it was carried higher, you know, and as it was carried higher, it went to the top, but it began to come down. And then I saw the hand also move, and it moved in a certain dimension. It went, and then it began to also come down, because the hand couldn't, or the cock couldn't go at a higher, you know, level, because of the movement of the wind. And then the butterfly also began to go and ascend. It began to climb and go higher, or fly higher, but it got to a place that it couldn't go, and it began to also lose its wings and began to also drop suddenly. Then I would see the umbrella that had, you know, the shape like a parachute, all right, also began to go. And because it had the shape of a parachute, the air began to now hit the side of the umbrella, and the umbrella began to rise like that, got to a higher realm. So I was thinking it was going to come down, but suddenly there was a hand that moved it to balance the umbrella like that. So the umbrella began to balance in the air, and like a parachute, instead of it to come down, it began to go higher and higher. And the umbrella went into the clouds and disappeared. So when the umbrella went into the clouds and disappeared, then suddenly there was a lightning and a thunder, and rain began to fall. And I saw that the race and the vision was over, and the elephant suspended in the air was trying to come down a bit. The cock was trying to fly, it couldn't fly, and it came down. And then the butterfly, also because of its soft wings, it couldn't go to the higher altitude, and it also began to come down. So when I stood and I watched the vision, I would see that the umbrella, though at the beginning struggled, it was being tossed to and fro, it was trying to move left and right. It picked momentum by another mighty wind. It entered into some higher realm, and it disappeared in the cloud, and I saw that rain began to fall. So I knew that the umbrella was going to get a certain push by a divine hand. Though it was supposed to go left and right, the air would have blown it, it would struggle here and there, but a divine hand pushed it, and it began to fly. And when it entered the clouds, rain began to fall. And I saw that the rain stands for the blessings. So the one that was able to enter the clouds will command the blessings from the Lord that will come upon us. So now, by the visions of the election, I am sure that these prophetic tokens and then these imageries will signify how the election will go. The wind couldn't carry the elephant because of its strength and stature. In fact, the elephant was very huge and very tall. So the wind was struggling to carry. Another force trying to push the elephant like a rocket, an explosion. Bah! It went like that, but it couldn't go higher again. And to me, it drew the clouds, and it came down because it was a man-made explosion that carried it to the top, but it couldn't go higher, and it came down because of its weight. I'm not saying it's going to be a bomb or an explosion. It's just a figure of speech. They try to spark it again, but if you keep doing it, it will go to a place, it can't enter the clouds. And I saw that they gave up. The other ones also couldn't have the strength to go. So the one that was able to enter the clouds is the one that will carry the day. That person has a name of former president. That person has a name. He has a former president's name. All the former presidents, John Ajekum Kufuor, Jerry John Rawlings, John Atta Mills, another John is coming. The umbrella was supposed to come down, but another wind from somewhere, a divine hand pushed it. For this coming one, because the Lord wants it to happen. The Lord wants it to happen for this season. This is my last video about the coming elections, and the Lord will cause peace and tranquility. I repeat, that explosion that I said in the vision is not physical explosion, it's a figure of speech. The other vision that I gave, that I saw the figures of the election. God carried me also, and I stood by the voting centers, and I saw the figures, somewhere in the hundreds, somewhere in tens, and somewhere in ones. And I also saw them, and all these ones correlate to the fact that the energy from above that carried the umbrella would actually have the grace to carry the day. God will show mercy, and God will help us. God will be God. There will be peace. This election, there will be peace. Nobody should worry. There will be peace. Nothing will happen. Whether it's going this way or this way, there will be an easy transition from one government to the other. Hallelujah. God help us, and God keep us.